Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I make it 7 o'clock, so we'll start the meeting, please. Just an announcement to make, as you're probably aware. Sorry, I've not got lots on. We'll do this. Sorry, as you're probably aware, Derek Greenup has technically become a member of the Parish Council after an uncontested election. However, he's not here tonight and apologises for it. He also hasn't as yet signed his acceptance letter, so Danielle and himself will be sorting it out as soon as possible, so at least he's in the email threads before the next meeting. The other thing I'd like to say is that for people and returning members of the who've not been here for some time, we don't have an open forum anymore. We ask for subjects to be raised if you have a question on the agenda, and we can either take them then, or I'll take them when that agenda item comes up and suspend standing orders. Thank you. Right, so therefore I will invite any members of the public to comment or ask questions on any matters in respect of business on the agenda. Please note the questions cannot be asked in respect of the confidential item at the end of the meeting. Are there any members of the public which would like to ask anything or say anything on any item of the agenda?
I suppose the first thing to say is, has the whole committee received a copy of the email that was sent regarding the sustainable use of fallen wood in Mill Woods?
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you. So we're here to answer any questions that you may have,
okay.
If that's helpful.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else? No? To receive reports and ask questions of County Councillors, Carl Maynard and Rother District Councillors concerning County Council and Rother District Council matters. Haven't received apologies for Carl Maynard. He quite is utterly late. I will allow him to speak if he arrives. Rother Councillors.
Oh, okay. Only a couple of things. Don't want to get into the budget side of Rother District Council, obviously, because we're in the election period. But we are recently having our food collections done. I don't know if everybody's had them done successfully. Right, because that's something to maybe feed back in. I reported it, I copied you on it, we reported it to Andrew, because there were some problems in Lower Waits Lane. Briar Close.
I've reported one in Broadway as well.
Yeah. Did you have it, Lynn? Did you get it?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think we can safely say they took advantage of the road closures, mate.
Yeah, and apparently had lunch, but that's been reported. So
right, okay, thank you.
Anyway, but it's something to keep an eye on, and then by all means channel any complaints or any things to Andrew or myself, and we can forward it on. But I'm assuming it's a new crew, so they're sort of finding their feet.
Right. I hope you have lunch out of the food waste box.
Yeah, well, you know, one of some tasty scraps. You know. The other thing is, I was looking at that, and obviously we know that the prices of petrol and particularly oil for heating, which is more of a rural than our sort of suburban village sort of issue. But there is assistance from Rother District Council available to certain people if they have issues with. With the affordability of the oil for heating. I mean, hopefully we're going to spring and summer and it's less of an issue, but it is actually, despite this glorious sunshine, particularly cold at the moment. So that's the only other thing that I wanted to raise.
Yes, again, rather constrained by the pre-election period. I would say, just really out of interest, I was honoured today to go to the funeral of Harry Waddesdon, who died recently at the age of 109, and he is one of the last surviving servicemen from the Second World War. He was at Dunkirk, where his ship was sunk, and he was one of the few survivors, and he was then involved with the invasion of Crete, where his ship was sunk again. And it is amazing that he lived such a long life, and a very full life too. and there was a tremendous service at St Peter's Bexhill, a fully attended church, and it was one of those times that it's a real privilege to have been chair of the council and being able to attend in a representative capacity.
Yeah.
And I shall be writing my thanks to those who were concerned. Coming down to earth, coming down to earth, I've heard about the bins too, as has Tim, and I'm sure that if people raise it with us, we can raise it with officers at Rother. There does seem to be a problem. There doesn't seem to be a way of reporting online, I gather.
That's because the roads were blocked, so the site said the roads were blocked, there was no access permitted, so you can't complain because they'd already preempted by saying there was no access. Because I looked at it and pretended if my one was working and I could report it, so they'd already jumped in there, reported that they couldn't get in, and then so that's why it was particularly frustrating.
So watch this space.
Yeah,
They can do that, because I once had a bin miscollected because it was a bit too far behind my hedge for their liking.
yeah.
And I reported it, and by the time I reported it, within 5 minutes of them going past and not taking it, I went online and it had already been recorded by them that it wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
And they still refused to collect it on the way back out of the village, which was handy of them. They had to come back 2 days later to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, anything else? No? Okay, to record apologies for absence, to receive and record apologies for absences. Don't think we have any. Full house tonight. Right, well, we have Derek, I suppose. Some don't no, he's not signed. Okay. To consider any requests of approval of reasons for absence. Fine.
Code of conduct, of course we've got the
Yeah.
Wakeham's again, haven't we?
Sorry?
Wakeham's?
Yes.
Yes, usual.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
me, item 17B, just because they are customers of mine.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything from me. Anybody else?
Wakeham's 8.
Yeah.
And for me, 14 getting school, daughter's a teacher there.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So we'll go straight to number 6. To consider and approve the signing by the chair of the minutes of the full council meeting, 31st of March, 2026. You all had a chance to see them. Anything? Right, thank you.
Good.
Okay. Number 7, financial matters. To receive a list of the income and expenditures in March, you should have all received these obviously in supporting papers. Just say if you've got any comments, please. To receive a list of items paid for in April. To receive receipts and repayments report. To approve the March reconciliation. Do we approve? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. To note that Unity Trust service charges have increased from £6 to a whole £7 per month. And F, to agree the clerks one to take GDPR training on the 11th of May at a cost of £40. And I think I don't know if we've all done it yet. I know I couldn't and I'm on the 11th.
We did ours.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
done
I did one with Duncan.
Yeah.
Then you're on the 11th now.
Yeah.
David, did you do the GDPR?
No.
No? Have you? Do you want to be included on the 11th? Or do
You
that?
always said you might be going away, so you're going to let me
Yeah,
know.
but I haven't finalised yet.
Okay.
Could possibly will do it.
Okay.
What time is
Okay,
it?
I think they need.
Yeah.
I think it's 1:30.
Well, yes, it's 1:30.
Yes, I've got 1:30.
Can I
Okay.
do that, please?
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Can you add to?
I think he is added on it. You are.
Am I on that one?
Yeah,
I
suppose
thought
so.
I was on an earlier date, and then I can't remember.
Hopefully not.
Well, we did
That means
one-
You've missed
okay.
it.
It's all about 3-4 weeks
It's in
ago.
my messages.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
We can sort
I'll have
that
a
at
look.
some point. Item 8, Wakeham Farm. I don't know if Andrew and Tim want to
Yes.
do a bit of a Houdini.
Yes, I think it's wisest.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Or just not participate in the discussion?
It's easier. Just.
Covered.
Oh, okay.
Means I get to stretch my legs in the meeting. Get you out.
It's just to say, it came up in the couple of meetings back that I want to do a third correspondence of complaints about Wakeham's Farm. There's new stuff which has come online on the planning portal for it, which have mainly been submitted by, believe it or not, the Watervold report, Crested News, and the complaint by Sussex Ramblers. I'm also quite concerned about the recent announcement of Southern Water sewer upgrades and the potential of the plans of a potential wetland at the site of the waste treatment works, which already sits on the floodplain to begin with. So I will be making comments about that in the third objection. The reason I'm bringing it up now is because there is still an outside risk that the hearing may be on the 28th of May. About 3 weeks ago there was no planning committee meeting for May, but they've sneaked one in on the 28th. Obviously the report to know whether Wakeham Farm is going to be on that planning meeting date won't be known until a week before. So I would really like to get a report in within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully we can all agree that we can agree it or amend it by email.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's it. You can call in now to other councillors, please.
Very short and sweet.
Thank you, wait tonight. Thank you. Item 10, Woodfield Security. To consider whether council should look into options for
So, item 9?
9?
No.
No.
Sorry, the big one. Item 9, sorry, my apologies. Woodfield Volunteers. To consider requests from the Noel Wood volunteers regarding the management and potential controlled community use of accumulated fallen timber in Noel Wood. Apologies really, because they are the Noel Wood volunteers, not Woodfield, really.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I think it's been corrected. One came out. The caption is Woodfield Volunteers.
Oh, yeah,
but they,
sorry. that
strictly
was
speaking,
my
they are Noel Wood volunteers. Firstly, I personally would like to congratulate them. The extreme hard work and dedication this small group has given to Fairlight. I can echo what Councillor Thatcher has said to us before. The woods are looking absolutely wonderful and are so much more usable than ever this year. The easier accessibility in great part has been to the clearing of the footpaths and sensitive areas of the dead wood which is laid for years, which is now being piled up neatly in various places. Whilst it is universally recognised that some fallen wood is good for any environmental, beneficial for the environmental and healthy ecosystem, it's apparent there is now far too much lying around to achieve both the healthy woods and usability. Please, just want to remind people, and I may be corrected, a vast amount of this wood is actually from recent years of copseting and the rather severe cutting we had to do about a year ago after a pretty severe woodland fault where they left all the woods. So it's not all natural dieback. There is still plenty of natural dieback which has been left, as far as I know. Personally, I can see that removal of some of this wood would be a good part of our woodland management plan. The volunteers have requested a meeting to discuss the disposal of these piles. I was going to suggest that a couple of councillors meet with the volunteers to discuss options. However, if it's okay with the council, I will suspend standing orders as the two main leaders of the Wood Volunteer Party are here tonight. Okay, I'll suspend standing orders. If you want to say something, or your wishes, we may be able to.
We have one solution that we have come up with, but we're open to other solutions, and certainly we'd be happy to answer any questions that people might have about the logistics.
So
Would you like me to read this out?
Yes, please.
So the suggestion is, it's been suggested that the concrete pad at the rear of the playing fields could serve as a suitable location for depositing this surplus wood. The wood can then be made available to Fairlight residents to collect and use, obviously for wood burners, or if they want to make a pretty bit of pathway in their own garden or something. It appears to be a practical and workable solution. A notice could be posted on the Knollwood volunteer page, which is now up and running and shared on a local community group such as What's On in Fairlight to raise awareness. As volunteers are typically present in the woods between 10 and 12 on a Tuesday morning, we would also be able to keep an eye on the process and ensure it all runs smoothly. I think that, I mean, have all of you walked around the woods in recent days, weeks? It's looking superb.
Yeah, it is.
We posted up a video from last week that we made of walk around the woods. If you haven't seen
Right,
it.
I haven't seen it, no, Maggie, sorry.
It's on the top of the Facebook page, volunteers Facebook page.
It's on Fairlight Matters.
Right,
Yeah, it's on Fairlight Matters
Okay.
as well.
all right, I'll reinstate standing orders then. So what's the people's opinion of the motion?
Seems
Yes.
a good idea. Yeah.
Seems like a good idea, but there's no vehicular access there, is there? Because you'd have to drive over the
It
grass.
can be arranged,
If it's dry, I guess.
yes. Yes, it
Can I
would.
just-
But it's rock hard at the moment.
Is it? Yeah. But is that okay? Do we allow vehicles? Well, I guess
It'd be a
it's...
good parking there, isn't it? For those
What, down at the
Safe
bottom?
there,
By the-
just place it far in the woods.
Is the concrete base, is it the one
By
with the
the
basketball
basketball
hoop on it?
hoop.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
There's two. You're talking about the one on the left, because there's the one which has
The basketball.
Oh,
there's another one to the left of it, isn't there? Unless it's part of the same thing.
part of the same thing.
That's the old theatre place, wasn't it, they pulled down, what they stored all their...
Oh, sorry, the little shed base,
Yeah.
and then there's the main basketball base. The little shed base, to my knowledge, is a bit overgrown.
We were thinking where the basketball hoop is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, people could use wheelbarrows, couldn't they?
I think if the ground is hard enough and there's no, it's overseen, and I could make myself available for one morning, or I'm sure somebody
The
could.
ground is a bit soggy on the trees, well, it was like last time I went down there, which was a couple of weeks ago. It was a bit soggy on the tree side than the
Well,
park side.
I drove over there less than about a fortnight ago to replace a basketball hoop net.
What, underneath the trees?
No, I'll direct them.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
right, exactly, yeah. So I'd suggest
Um,
people go over there.
So, I mean, I do think, you know, if you've been around the woods, there is still a lot of natural falling stuff. And this is, I would say, excess to natural fall, dying back and fall.
Excellent idea. People staking.
But I will understand if anyone's got a ecological viewpoint on it. But the woods are very healthy, and they, now that some clearing is done, some species have been brought back into the woods.
Excellent.
I think it's better to have it as a good balanced ecosystem, which means removal of some. So, yeah.
I would suggest doing it for a trial period, seeing how it goes, and we can, and if any problems arise, we can deal with them as and when we find out what they are. It might be interesting to hear the reactions of some people in the village. Not everybody favours
Yes.
wood burning stoves. Those with respiratory problems might complain, but I think it's worth trying it and seeing what the reaction is, and seeing if you know the access can be made workable. I would certainly give it a go. It always used to be the arrangement that residents could take modest quantities of wood from the wood. That used to work. nobody complained.
Okay, so we're in basic agreement, yes?
Sounds like a very balanced, well thought out plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I agree.
Unsurprisingly.
And they help those people who are having to pay extra for their oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been using wood this winter and turning down my central heating.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add, as Daniel just pointed out, is that probably be unwise to leave piles on the basketball hard concrete standing for any length of period other than a day of arranged collection because of trip hazards and etc. from
Can you leave it
anyone
next
on
to
the
it
basketball
rather than
court.
on it? The,
No, on it.
the second, what looks like the second concrete pad, which is to the left of it.
Yes, I do know what you mean.
Could it not be left on there and then it could be there a bit longer?
Is that not
I think
part
so.
of the? I can't
No.
see where
No,
it
you
is.
wouldn't know unless you
Oh,
go over there.
I have been down there.
There's a concrete slab, roughly.
So we're talking about a
20 foot
synchronised
by
day, a
12 foot.
synchronised access as a one-off test to see how many people in the village might be interested, having floated it on Fairlight Focus, whatever.
And on
Yes.
the email.
Right.
On the email.
Residents'
Right.
email.
Residents' association, everything.
Yeah, if it went on the concrete pad at the back, we could have a few more days, you know, because it takes a bit of organising to get people to turn up to pick it up.
Luggage.
Yeah.
So it's not in anyone's way. The concrete
No, I
pad.
think that's okay because it's not a play area.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's got the point. I can see the point about not having it on the play area.
It could start because it could start off at the pad at the back, and then
Yes.
Yeah,
and then people have got time to organise it.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't see any problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for it.
Right. Item 10, Woodfield Security. To consider whether the council should look into the option of enhancing Woodfield security. As you're aware, because I think it went to everyone, Councillor Thatcher has rightfully brought to our attention that we may want to consider security of the gates at Woodfield, as there is at least a perceived risk that it is accessible with an angle grinder to the travelling community, or anybody else for that matter. I can understand the fear, but I think it's highly unlikely, being so far off the beaten track. And I have actually looked into what anything feasible. I don't know if Councillor Thatcher's got any ideas, but a height restriction is really out. We have to have a 4,000 gallon tanker going now and again to empty the septic tank. And blocks, those sorts of blocks, would probably impede any other user other than maybe a quad bike or a tractor. So it's not. I think the biggest fear of security at Woodfield is the fact that the gate is occasionally left open.
Is it? Sorry. Is it the quality of the lock itself? Because the gate's
No,
quite
it's
steel,
just,
isn't it? I mean, it's
no. I mean, you know, a lock. Anything could be. Let's face it.
Ground.
Modern power. You know, I mean, battery powered tools.
yeah.
Nothing's
You
going to
can't-
stand up to a
It's the
big
cost of
enough
getting
metal
rid of
cutter.
anybody that does plonk themselves down up there. The police can remove them almost immediately if they've physically broken in, but then you'd have to prove that they've broken in.
But
Well,
it's
yeah.
Somebody would have had to have seen the actual act.
but it's not common land, is it?
It's parish council land.
Yeah.
Have we had any problems around here? I've only been here for a couple of years. I mean, is there
No, I
ever
can't
been any
deny
problems?
with.
Did Eaglesham have some problems in the
Yeah.
past?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sorry?
think Eaglesham did, but that is right on the
back,
A259.
Yeah, I
Sling
think it's
and-
because it's, and you know, I think if you had a big long 4-wheel drive Ford Ranger style vehicle and a big long caravan, you're not going to get in anyway.
No,
That hasn't
no.
been since I've worked there either. I've been there for 4 years.
It's more Kent.
Yeah, but yeah, it would have been before that.
But-
You're probably talking
Yeah.
8 years ago.
You know, I am aware that the gate is sometimes left open because I'm afraid to say members of the public without any disrespect to them, pull into there, go play football, take the kids to the swings when the gate is opened by the Bowls Club or Activate. And then the Bowls Club or Activate are forced to leave it open, or Tennis Club are forced to leave it open to allow those residents back out. I don't think there's an easy solution to safeguard it 100% personally. I think it's
Would a sign saying that
no travels.
no, just sort of closing time of the gate
Yeah.
might
It's
be.
not a regular time, is it? That's the trouble. The gate's not.
Yeah, the
closed at
gates are
regular
kept
times.
locked.
Why are the
When
gates
it's not in
opened
use.
in the first place, other than
Well, the
the
Bowls
septic?
Club
Car
might
park.
be having a game.
Oh, of
Tennis
course, it's a
club.
car park
Yeah.
around the side,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think, personally, I don't think there's a lot we can do to heighten the security and still have access.
You could put a note up. You could put a note on the gate saying to the people that if they park there,
Lock them in overnight.
yeah, they
They-
could well
they-
be locked in overnight. Yeah,
Can do.
that wouldn't be a bad idea to put that up, saying the gate will be
That's a
closed
sign.
when the clubs have finished using it, and
Mm.
it could be that your vehicle will be locked in.
Okay. Because I think, as Councillor Thatcher's pointed out, if they force entry, there is more immediate action can be taken by law enforcement. But proving it could be a small stumbling block. But if you see a ankle grind padlock on the ground, you know it's...
Could we speak to the people either side? The one is Dr. What's his name, isn't it?
The residents either
Chisholm
side.
Batten.
Thank you. Chisholm Batten on one side, and the other guy, the guy lives next door, is the water board chap who's in
Yes.
charge of the. So we could speak to them and say if they perceive sort of what potentially could be travellers, could they flag it up to something PDQ?
I mean, we can...
Just to mention it to them, so that I'm sure they would anyway, but it might just be worth flagging it up to them and saying, there is some concern that there might be possibility, or if you see anything that would suggest that, could you please flag it up to?
Unless someone's willing to look into a feasible physical solution. I mean, I know that you came up with those blocks, but they won't let a car in.
They have to be buried deep, quite deep into the ground.
Mm.
Obviously enough to allow access for cars.
Ambulance.
And
Yeah. You've got those expensive bollard systems, don't you? Hydraulic
Yeah,
ones.
no,
No, I don't know.
just talking about like a concrete
Yeah.
ones that are set deep, not just plonked on the ground, because they can they can just be dragged out the way. But as long as you've made it wide enough for...
Has there been any incidents which have sort of
No, it's
triggered you
The reason
to
I
like...
brought it up is because at this
Yeah,
time of the year they're on the move,
right.
and I know we are, as Jeff said, it's so well tucked away, but people are going to scout out places.
Yeah.
I know the only...
Tend to like areas where they can access, say, the beach or the facilities. I think it's kind of like a bit of a summer holiday for them, isn't it?
You've
And,
got Bowls Club.
yeah, so I don't think there's much in the
I
way of
don't personally think
facilities.
it's a big threat. And in
No.
the near 30 years
Until
I've
it
lived
is,
here,
yeah.
the only thing I've known that ever happened on the field was overnight campers once.
It's
And when I
more
asked
of
them to move, they were generally shocked they weren't allowed to camp.
that's getting quite common, isn't it?
So do we want to
Why don't they
pursue
wake up
this
for a
any
shower?
further, or shall we just let it lie as we can't deny it's a potential risk, but not a lot can be done about it? What's the
We
feeling?
could put a sign up and then speak to the people either side. That would be,
Okay,
at least a
Yeah.
okay.
because the
I'm happy
councillor
with that.
here lives sort of at the circle, so they could always just toddle down the
If
street.
it's-
He'll jump out to stop
If
them.
you see a caravan- Well, it could be anywhere. Sorry?
King of the gauchos.
I'm sure if that many caravans came through the village, you'd be on Facebook within seconds.
Yeah.
So then what should the sign say? Just,
That the gate will be closed at such
Yeah.
time.
What
and,
time do they bowl
the vehicle
till?
will be
It varies.
locked.
There is evening sessions that run
especially in
Mm.
June,
Summer,
I
yeah.
guess.
The risk of you being locked in, that's...
Generally, just
general
generally.
risk. Your vehicle being locked in.
Yeah, if you park, yeah.
This gate is locked overnight.
That's punchy. I like that.
Okay. I'm sure
And
Danielle
if
can
you
think
want
of some
to- if you want to
suitable
get
words.
released, it's £100 charge.
That gets locked over, then everyone's just going to
Okay.
take
Can we
Carry on.
Oh, sorry, thousands.
can we move on then?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The John Lupman Award. To consider the previous year's John Lupman Award winner presents the award in future. It was always traditionally awarded by Mrs. Lupman, but she's now moved from Fairlight. Yes, and last year we asked Councillor Andrew Mears in his official capacity to present the award. It has been suggested that maybe from now on we could ask the previous year's winner to present, which we're aware obviously of the situation that can't be done this year. However, Derek is willing to present for this year for that occasion, and then from this year onwards or next year onwards, as it might technically be, the previous winner awards, gives the award
If possible.
if possible,
Yeah.
with their permission, etc.
Lovely continuity.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, agreed. Thank you. Right, brick wall in Woodfield play area to receive an update and discuss solutions moving forward. I'm sure most of you are aware that Daniel and myself taped off a sort of safety margin section about 2 weeks ago. The wall is definitely showing signs of normal movement by age. So I don't know if all of you are aware, it's quite a long wall, and we are talking about the far corner. Near the far corner, there's great big stress cracks, and the bricks, the top layers are actually shifting away from the layers
corner
underneath.
nearest wood, or the wood. Yeah. Corner, corner nearest the wood.
Yes. Yeah. The wall does not belong to us. The wall belongs to the 2 residents which back on to it.
Good luck with that.
We have got a basic costing.
Well, I had
We
an
have
estimate done
estimate.
to make it safe, and that was just, so if this is the wall, that was just to remove the section which was the most dangerous, which would obviously fall on someone, and that was just £1,000 just to remove that, not to rebuild it or anything. It was just to literally remove the bricks. And then I got another estimate from another building company which was just under £5,000, but they had estimated 30 metres square. He said he added on another 10 metres square just in case of anything coming up that he didn't anticipate. So it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be just under 5,000, but I can imagine it. I think we would estimate between 1,000 and 3,000 probably, if we were to get the work done.
Can I just ask the question? What I wasn't sure of is it the I know it's the bit nearest the wood then, so I did have a look, couldn't quite work it out. But is it still in the children's play area?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
right,
Likely
it's
to
children's
fall
play area.
on the children?
Yeah.
Yeah, well we've cordoned it off.
If it did fall, it would fall
Be
onto the
children.
play area.
Yeah, so it's quite urgent. but
Is
we-
it from roots or anything, or
No.
is it just age?
Just age.
Yeah.
I mean, the wall, when you look at the whole length of the wall, it's had bits of rebuild done on it over the years.
Has anyone spoken to the owners of the wall?
I spoke to the son, who doesn't actually live there, and he said, you'll have to do it, if you need to look into it, you'll have to deal with my mother. But we thought it would be wise to at least get an estimate of costs. So
We just need to decide what
we need to decide
action we want to take.
whether or not we're going to ask them to do the work,
No, I think
as
we
it is
do.
their wall.
I think we
And it's
can.
not for me to judge whether that's beneficial for them, because I mean, you could say it could be, because if it came up on the architect's report, if ever they sell, I'm
Yeah.
sure it would show, but it's, you know, it's, the fact is it's not our wall. So you know, whether or not we bring it to their attention for them to carry out the repairs.
Absolutely.
I think the
Yeah.
first conversation, first point of action is a conversation to make them aware, and
Yes.
then see what response that triggers.
We've got no
Yeah.
right to touch the wall if it's not ours. We've got no right
That's
to
the
touch
idea,
it.
yeah.
So
No.
we have
That's
to,
the reverse of it as well.
exactly, we
isn't it?
have to write to them in the first instance and say it's a danger, it's dangerous for
Injury
health and
for,
safety.
for the
Yeah.
kids.
Yes,
Or
yes,
anyone
yes.
that's behind there.
So what do we want to do? What's a popular belief? Write to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
findings.
Urgent letter.
Yeah.
Because it has been, admittedly, only by photography. It has been through a, what do you call it? An assessor.
Yeah.
We did ask an assessor, we know what he thought, and he said it needs rebuilding.
Well, I think that needs to be.
How many
put as
metres are we
urgent.
talking? Sort of.
The wall, the play side, I don't know from the garden side whether the ground is higher or lower. From the play park side, about 7 foot high, about 6.5 foot high from ground level.
Okay.
But
A
how-
little over 2 metres.
And the
I'd
width,
say.
which is distressed, is
Again,
What,
it's when
3-4
you
metres?
start taking it down, it can spread. But I would have thought you could be looking at really 10 to 20 metres.
okay.
No, well, 10 to 15
And
metres.
that's two
sorry.
properties then as well, is it?
No, that would only stretch to the one property, that amount of easy.
Is that very large property on the corner? As you're going up Meadow
Would be
Way,
the one on the bend.
the one on the bend that's sort of
Yeah.
lying back.
It's not for me to state at this point, I don't think publicly.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, may I ask a question, or is that not possible?
No, not really, sorry, not really.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we have to write to them in the instance, first
Yeah.
instance, and say.
I think we'll have to write to them with our findings and
Yeah.
concerns.
And
Make them aware of the danger, potential.
With the
Yeah, because if you don't put it in writing, it's not happened. I know we have these meetings, but it has to go in writing.
and it has to be on a health and safety issue.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry. What it is, a health and safety issue.
Can I ask, at the other end of the wall, there's been a crack since just about forever.
Yeah.
Is that still stable?
That was inspected. It still looks very stable, and it was inspected, I'd say about 5 years ago, by a building company, and they said there's nothing to worry about.
Good.
And that side, actually, I know, just because I know, that side, the other side of that wall, has actually got huge, great big reinforcement pillars on it.
Mm.
But this side, which is now showing signs of movement, doesn't have that.
I think we've definitely got to write to them in the first instance to say it's a matter of some concern for the council. It's a health and safety issue, and they very pleased with their contact to discuss the matter as a matter of urgency.
Yeah, okay, you happy with that? Okay, thank you. Item 13, Sovereign Slide. To consider a proposal from Sovereign Play to use an ex-display slide for the new play equipment order, saving £300. Take it you've all seen the photo. I don't think I want it for £300 discount.
How about a grand?
It looks
It's a
terrible.
lovely offer. It's a lovely offer from them. No, it cost us 7,100 odd. I don't think much point in saving 300 for something that's just possibly been second hand for the last 10 odd years.
Well,
Is
there's
there
an
any
ex
price?
display? I wonder what sort of display they've been using it for.
If it was a
Okay.
significant discount, that'd be a different.
Unanimous
thing.
agreement,
Yeah.
we're not interested in that.
Unless it's a significant price.
Half price.
Yes, significant,
Uh,
significant
14.
reduction
Yeah.
would be, yeah.
Yeah. 14, Guestling School donation. To consider request from Guestling Primary School for a donation towards replacement of the felt heat exchanger for their on-site swimming pool. Fairlight's had hundreds and hundreds of children go through Guestling School. The swimming pool at Guestling School cannot, to my knowledge, over the years, doesn't really come out of the school's budget. It's sort of been funded for years by donations, PTA, fundraisers, etc., probably a little bit from sports concerns, maybe from Rother, but is not directly funded, to my knowledge, by the school's
it's not.
income.
Have they put a proposal forward?
Well, it's a case of they have to get the heat exchanger done before they can use the pool.
Yes.
And the season
So the
using it is
children would
open.
normally be swimming every year from Easter,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and at the moment they can't.
yeah.
Because-
But what's the proposal? I mean,
The proposal is would we give them some money towards a £3,000 cost?
that's what I was
Yeah.
going for. It's a
Um,
£3,000 expenditure.
In total,
Okay.
yeah, so I thought it was quite reasonable. I'm not
Is it a
really
heat
gonna
pump?
pay all.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's a heat pump,
Yeah.
heat system.
What do you think?
Obviously, I would expect them to have to fill in the necessary grant application form. But
Yeah.
I'd
does
be happy
anyone?
to support
So,
advance
yeah.
donations.
Well, if lots of Fairlight kids are using it.
Yes.
So really, we're inviting a formal application. We're favourable in principle, but we would like to see the formal application. Is that it? Or are we just granting 3?
Well, I don't think they would know how much to put on the application. That's the thing. I mean, we could go back to them and ask for a formal application, but agree in principle tonight.
Donation, then
Or
I'll
we can
send them the
agree.
application.
But if we go to
Agree a donation
if we're going to give
tonight.
it anyway, we might just as well do it.
Yes,
But we
exactly.
need a form to substantiate it, so.
Do you know
I mean,
what
they
the-
are obviously fundraising for this from here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
So I don't think we're going to be talking a vast sum or a big percentage of the 3,000, but
500 quid?
personally
I think
we
that's the
should donate
advantage of
something.
them making an application, because we don't know what their scenario, what the lay of the land is for what they've got committed from other people.
Do we
I'd be
have
more in favour for them to put forward a number, because it would fit in. They know they've got X from this pot, they know they've got Y from this pot.
But what for my time there, my kids' time there, whatever is donated to the pool stays in the pool fund to keep
For the
the
future.
pool going, ongoing. So it's been there since the 70s, and I remember new roofs and redoing the pool and this bit and that bit, and it's an ongoing project, and there's not many schools that have.
So
No,
it's
it's
not
not
just a
saying
heat
use
exchanger
pump,
then,
it's-
it's a...
Yeah, I mean, so if they didn't, we put in say £300 and they'd already got the money, then that money will go to the children and the pool on,
Well, can I just
Use for
make
the
a
next
suggestion?
issue.
We did, because we donated the printer to WARC, they did actually withdraw their grant application. So it could be that we just transfer that over as a donation
How much
to
did they
Getting
apply?
School. I can't remember.
No, I can't.
250.
250.
250, yeah.
250.
Have we got space to offer them, say, 500 quid?
Well,
Have they applied?
You look at our banking figures, Lynn, you should know how much money we've got.
No, I mean, in the
That's it.
budget. In the
It's to do a donation and keep within our current year's budget. That is one way we could do it.
Have they applied previously? I mean, because you're talking about
No.
the swimming pool. This is
I
a one-off.
never remember.
Right,
Yes.
no, okay.
And the vast majority of Fairlight children have gone there since the
Yeah.
closure of the school at the top
Yeah.
of the hill.
Well, I would say 10% is an easy figure.
We
To
could stretch it
approve.
to 10 within the grant budget of a donation this year.
I mean, I think 300 is an easy number, right? It feels like an actual number. The question is, do you extend more generosity, like you said, like 500?
Okay, well, let's just have a show of hands, shall we? I mean, shall we say 300?
Can we afford it?
We can yeah.
Then, yeah. So let's be generous.
Somebody want to nominate 300?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second or
Yeah.
support 300.
Well, go for
Anybody?
300.
Well, you don't have to. You can
But
counteract if you like, Lynn.
I'd like to propose 500 and see if we can find the pennies. That's all to ask the RFO.
Well, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we'll ask the RFO.
I can't remember off the top of my head how much we've got left in for the grant budget, but obviously if we
Taking that this is taking that the support we gave pet level rescue boats is coming out of reserves, not the budget line. So I think I'm right in saying we couldn't cover 500, but we can cover 300 within the budget line.
Then it's 300.
Yes, 300. I'll agree with that.
Yes.
Okay, yes, 300.
Carry.
Thank you. Southern Water, to receive the most recent Southern Water update from myself. I take it you all look at the one which comes out on a Friday evening. I don't think I've written anything down, or I have. I was going to say I'm in weekly contact with Southern Water, both the contractors and Southern Water themselves, with the replacement work. However, I did not get a chance to see either parties yesterday. But I did speak to them Friday, actually by phone. Still everything seems to be running relatively smoothly compared to what Fairlight is suffering at the moment. Most people are complimenting the workforce themselves. And yes, we know the Broadway's been very tricky for nearly a fortnight now. Hopefully we're coming towards the end of the big road works in Broadway and Fursway, and they should be fully opened quite soon. I'll say that, touch wood.
They're not the issue. The issue's going to be...
I haven't been to inspect myself, but I believe Fursway has started to be resurfaced and some barriers have gone, and Broadway has started to be resurfaced. But as you probably all know, they're now going to be doing sewer works in the village as well. So the sewer lining, it's mainly sewer lining with the intention of reducing the CSO spills to below 10 per CSO per year, which is the target for water companies.
What I don't understand about that, Jeff, is that they did the linings last year.
They did not do any linings on the north side of the village. So these linings are predominantly Hill Road, Wallen Road, and Farley Way.
Also Smugglers Way.
And yes, there's a little kink. There's a little kink offered to do with it's all in connection with highways draining a bad connection up there as well. But that's quite minor, actually.
Little kink on the corner,
There's not much I can say until they get going. I spoke to them at length when they had the meeting in the village hall the other day, and I've got some assurance about the residents for the top end of the village having full access, because the contractors the other week decided to just shut the road and people couldn't get out from Hill Road for a little while, Wallen Road in the close. So I have pointed out that they must have access at the bottom of Hill Road to come back onto Battery Hill before they shut off the bit between Battery Hill going past the church to Hill Road, which the guy wrote it down in his notebook. So that's all I can say. I don't think it's going to be a massive upheaval, but I do have concerns about a plan they have of producing a wetland at the waste treatment plant work. That's all in the controlling permission of the Environment Agency at present. But to me, it just it's almost a confession that they know that there's a major problem.
They can't handle it, can they?
And they're going to do this work, and they're still going to have a major problem. So they're looking at killing it with some sort of option B of a wetland.
There's no space to do wetland.
Well, they're saying they're going to use the 2 fields in front of the treatment plant. They're the 2 which have been applied to be used to the Environment Agency. But my point I made earlier, that the land is on the floodplain anyway.
Yeah, it's not a very big area anyway.
No, it did back up quite a lot
Yeah.
a few years ago. You know,
Yeah,
I think
I've seen it
Grant Smith has actually
underwater
got
numerous times.
pictures of it, you know, all backed up through the valley.
Mm.
What's the Marshall Farm going to think about that?
It's National Trust, so they don't actually have an option. But
I just think we've got to keep our eyes on it. It can be it could be a concern, and you know, I looked into it a little bit. It seems to be a way that the water boards are getting around a lot of problems at the moment, is by producing these natural wetlands.
which they're then going to contaminate.
I was going to say
Yes.
that they're going to
This is-
discharge into them
Yeah.
Yes,
as an alternative
Because-
to the sea.
Looking at figures that I was
I believe
sent
so.
not so long ago, the Environment Agency have not tested the safety of the water at Cliff End since 2019, at which point they discovered that there was sewage contaminants in it.
Yep.
But they haven't reviewed it since. They just ticked the box and said
No.
that'll resolve itself naturally in the next 40 years. And then have spent the last few years pumping sewage into it. So obviously it's not going to resolve within 40 years.
No.
I think the new unitary council, when it starts, and the councillors on that will have to take an issue with the Environment Agency, won't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, a lot of it is still sticking plasters on an open wound.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say, and but there's not. I don't know. There's a lot we can do, other than
Keep complaining.
Keep going to every single meeting and telling them they did it wrong, but yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And, you know,
okay. So there's not much. Well, unless people want to say anything, there's not really a lot
the
that we
sewage
can say.
works
Now,
needs
so
up
that's right at the
upgrading much
moment.
faster than their planning, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Well, they haven't got permission to do this wetland
No,
as
no, I'm
yet.
saying the actual sewage, the treatment work needs upgrading big time, much
Yes.
quicker, because they're not planning to do it until 2050 or
Well, they're not
something.
even going to attempt to do anything until 2050,
2050,
and that's not.
Not
That's
cast
not
in stone.
been budgeted for in their long-term budgeting yet.
It needs to be
So-
done a lot quicker than that. So.
I mean, you know, we all know it's underperforming, but it's no one wants to hear.
A bit like various other people, isn't it?
I think it's just watch this space, and when if we get concrete evidence or proof or something or another, we can then try and tackle it or make some sort of formal complaint.
Are you interested?
Can I just ask, you say the Environment Agency hasn't tested the water since 2019?
Yeah, no, where did I go? It was Nigel Powers that sent me a link because I was looking for something. This is regard to the Article 4 thing. I was looking for about flood catchment areas, and he sent me off to the Environment Agency website, so I actually went trawling through it. And that showed, you know, the figures. Oh, we checked it as of 2009, 2011, 20, and it was, I think the last one was about 2019. It hasn't been done since then,
Well,
according to their own website.
Might we write to the Environment Agency asking when they last tested
Yes.
and how,
Yeah.
by what method?
And we're
Okay.
Yeah.
planning to do it next.
Yeah. So
Can I ask Sarah, can you send the information
Motion
through
to-
to
Danielle,
Daniel,
yeah.
please?
Thank you.
Okay, we happy to move on? Because I don't think there's a lot we can do right at the present moment in time. Can't take on Southern Water in one meeting tonight. Okay, policy documents. You've all been sent some smallish amendments to the three following policies: the financial regulations, training and development, risk management policy. Anybody got any comments? Well, other than ones you've already given Danielle, which has been addressed.
One, sorry to be boring on this, but I did go through it. 1.1.7,
Sorry, which policy?
financial. It says authorise any grant or single commitment in excess of, the council can authorise any grant or single in excess of £5,000. So that means anything under £5,000 can just sail through, can it? We don't have to authorise it.
No, it still needs to be authorised.
Doesn't say that.
Can you get that?
Yeah, I think what it means to convey is that
If it's been agreed already.
that it is anything over £5,000 cannot be delegated to the clerk, and we have to decide it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it means. I don't think it means that we're obliged to grant everything that comes in over £5,000.
What I'm saying is, does our RFO want the responsibility?
Separate.
No, it's separate.
Yeah, separate.
No, I don't.
I'm just bearing in mind that £5,000 is quite a large percentage of our budget, about 60 bit.
Yeah, anything, it all has to be agreed by full council if it's up to £5,000 anyway.
But it says it can, but that this is intimating that it can be delegated to you without necessarily committing to full council.
No, it says the council, doesn't say the RFO.
No, it says,
So,
previous thing, council must not delegate any decision regarding whatever borrowing, etc. So that's okay, fine. In addition, the council shall authorise any grant or single commitment in excess of £5,000, which intimates
Then anything below I can...
that, yeah, we could delegate that to the RFO.
I can change it if it's... If
Well, I'm
not
just
happy with the
wondering,
wording.
that's quite a large percentage of our budget.
But it would obviously be agreed.
And I know at the moment we've got Danielle in charge, so that'd be fine, that she's not likely to do anything.
I'm happy for it to be lowered if you're not happy with it.
Because I think
Everything I...
it's a huge
get.
responsibility for you, that's what I'm thinking at the
Yeah.
moment.
No, that's fine. I can...
Sorry, which clause number is it?
1.7.
Sorry?
1.7.
so
Page 3.
I suppose that the solution would be that those 2 points come under 1.6, and therefore they're all not delegated by the council.
Well, that's what it's suggesting anyway. In addition, the council shall. So
Yeah,
it just,
but it says the council must not delegate any decision, which is 1.6.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we can't delegate those as well, then that means
Yeah.
everything has to come here.
Yeah. It's down the bottom bit, next bit. 1.7.
Yeah, I mean, my way of looking at this would be nothing there is being changed, so it has been accepted previously.
Doesn't mean to say it's okay.
No.
like I said, I'm happy for it to be reduced. It's not...
It's just one of those things that I just read it and thought, But if you guys are all happy with it, then fair enough. What's that one?
It says the council shall. Lynn, it does say the council shall, not...
I think her point is it saying that I can...
The previous bit was saying
No, it doesn't
must
say that.
delegate. The previous bit was saying must not delegate. And on that, it was saying the council so means anything under £5,000, it's suggesting could be delegated.
But it doesn't have to be delegated.
Would it not have to be the council's decision to delegate?
Yeah.
I've not read anything where it says about delegate.
I mean, this is an now quality, isn't it?
Well, it's in addition, the previous paragraph, 1.6 says not delegate.
Council must
Authorise what? An
authorise
expenditure?
payments over
That
grants.
doesn't make any sense because it has to be voted on.
Where does the £1,000 come in?
No one's mentioned £1,000?
Authorise any grant.
Did you mention £1,000?
No, I said we can reduce it.
Well, but we wouldn't do that without voting it anyway. It would never be a delegated matter.
No.
I mean, 1.6 is saying the council must not delegate the following.
Yeah.
And then
in addition-
1.7 it says in addition, the council shall authorise. So nothing's falling on the RFO.
In excess of £5,000.
In excess of 5.
So therefore, the intimation is that
Anything
anything
under,
under £5,000
needs-
does not need to be authorised.
yeah, there's something. I thought
No.
all expenditures authorised, right? We just took a vote on a £300 grant.
I think it's going to say that it could be authorised by a delegated person or persons rather than the full council.
Full council should authorise all
Yeah.
finances.
That's the whole point of it.
Well, okay,
But
shall
I mean,
we,
it may be because this is a template policy that it's aimed
Look at
at
this.
bigger
It probably
councils
is aimed
than
at
our,
huge.
than our own.
can we not accept that tonight and accept the other two, please, and we'll sort that out and defer it to the next meeting after
Yeah.
And the others.
other policies.
2.7.
Is it all the same policy?
No, no.
Oh.
It was all on financial policy.
Yeah, but we're going to defer that,
What, the whole
accepting
thing?
it until the next meeting.
What, the whole, deferring the whole of the financial?
The financial one, the
Right,
paper
okay.
agreement,
Okay, yeah.
If you
and then we
email
can
me
sort out
your
these.
queries, and then I can copy it, yeah, and then we can go through it.
In addition to the ones I've already sent you,
Yeah.
are they being actioned?
Yeah.
The ones I've already suggested?
The financial regulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those suggestions have already been,
I haven't changed them on there.
Yeah.
No. You sent them today, didn't you? Or yesterday?
last night.
Yeah. I've been doing the internal audit, so I haven't got time.
Well, I say it's
Sorry.
but it can all be sorted. And,
Okay, so we're delegating
probably
that.
actually,
Okay.
because of what's happening in May, you might defer that if it's okay.
Well, yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Defer it until June actually.
Yeah, I think it'll be
So
fine.
there'll be a lot in May.
Okay.
And we can get it all sorted.
It needs to be looked at in May, so.
Right, okay. Thank you.
And the other two are okay.
Yeah, we've accepted the other two
Okay.
policies. Am I allowed to show late correspondence? Correspondence in on the agenda, on the supporting papers or not?
Yeah, it's got, it's posted.
Yeah,
on the
it's
website.
redacted. Oh, is it? Oh, fair enough.
I don't think I've seen the B, correspondence B, 17B.
It was the last
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah, the last piece.
Go at the end.
No, so we've got this one first, haven't we? Right, two correspondence in by the time of the agenda came out. An email from a resident regarding the recording on parish council meetings. 2 points really on this. One is, would we like to purchase a second microphone to make clearer voice being heard on the recordings, because we do sometimes talk softly and it's not all picked up easily. And do we have we got any plans of recording if a member of the public is unavailable to record?
We haven't at the
I-
moment, because
I personally, well, maybe it's just my laptop, I personally don't have a problem hearing people speak. I just turn my volume up high on the laptop. But if other people might, I can't deny that some residents might not be able to hear clearly. But
can we investigate the cost of another
we can investigate the cost of one. I don't know any of these technicalities, whether or not it's compatible with generally compatible with the equipment we see in front of us. I imagine it is. Yeah, okay. So
I mean,
we could look at
that seems like a pretty sophisticated piece of kit to me.
Yeah,
It's got two microphones and they're multi-directional, and if we suspend standing orders, we'll have the technical input.
Exactly.
I will suspend standing orders very quickly.
Thank you very much. There's at the bottom. There's two inputs. We're going to put two additional microphones, perhaps one overside, plus the top two. it mixes it all together and it's easier. Also,
There's no overlap or
it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
so Lynn gets her own one.
Yeah, round the neck.
Right, do it, Robert.
Also on Fairlight Matters YouTube, there is a more button which you can press, and at the bottom there's a transcript that rolls as is filmed. So for people hard of hearing issues, you can't turn the television up without an Apple. There is a transcript there.
That's interesting.
It's not 100% perfect, it's YouTube, so, but it is, you do get a gist of what's happening.
Okay, yeah. Is there any chance of a very rough cost?
2 microphones, leads and stands of decent quality, around £200.
Right, okay. All right, thank you. Standing orders back. I've got mixed feelings about this, I won't deny it. I am more than happy for any member of the public to record, film the meeting. I am not too sure I want the emphasis ever on the parish council to undertake it purely on workload for the RFA. Nobody else could, so a councillor can technically record a meeting. Anyone can have the right to record a meeting. There is no emphasis that a parish council should undertake it themselves, and I would think for all reasons which could possibly come to light, it could only be controlled by the clerk, and I don't think it's I think the workload would be too big.
Could we, is it possible for there to be another volunteer? Could we ask for another? Was one of our previous volunteers has walked into the council chamber just a few minutes ago?
I'm quite happy for any member of the public to, personally, I'm quite happy for any to be filmed by any member of the public.
Yeah, so am I.
But I don't know that it's our responsibility to go and source those members of the public to do it.
What about the Residents Association? Would that be something that the Residents Association would be interested in?
Take that as a no.
I don't know, what are other people's views?
Personally, I think it's a really good thing
I think it's a good
that
thing.
the Fairlight
Yes.
communicates and
Yes.
makes itself open, accessible. The flip side to it, of course, is it discourages people from having to come and attend in person. But the greater good, I would suggest, is that over a longer period of time, people can access and watch, and if a specific subject comes back, they can go back and see what's said. So I think the overwhelming benefit is to have it. We are lucky enough to have volunteers doing it.
Yes.
With respects to one person who has issues with the quality of it, I would suggest they take up the suggestion of Jeff and use the closed caption subtitles and see if that improves it. Because we were arguing over, is it £300 or maybe can we afford £500 towards a swimming thing for kids to play in? Well, that's the difference, is that £200. So I would not be racing towards committing £200 towards that. But we've just had that debate over a sort of what I think is a pretty worthy cause. So I like it as it is. If it changes, I think, we need to think about it.
I think part of the communication was also to have it put out by the Fairlight Residents Association. There may be a link on their website. Well, I think we can stretch that, can't we? Just put a link on the website. You don't look happy. And the other flip side of that,
Yes,
well, the
Chair,
other
I would
side
love
of that
to.
is down to the FRA willingness to. Well, I mean, anyone can write into the FRA and request. So,
Meanwhile, perhaps we could simply remind ourselves that this is a meeting being held in public, and we need to speak loudly and clearly, not just so the microphone can pick it up, but so that the people sitting at the back can hear it, and so that the fellow councillors can hear it. I think that's part of it. We just need to remember we are speaking in public. It can get very conversational when we're sitting close to each other.
okay. Has anyone got views on whether or not the parish council should look into taking over recordings if a member of the public isn't available?
I don't know. I think your point about the fact that it should be we shouldn't put the responsibility on the current or the future parish councils. Really.
I'm sorry to say that is mine.
Yeah,
Sort of
that was quite a good, very reasonable point.
But it has been, as Councillor Graham said, it is very useful, it's very helpful, and I think it is good for the village.
It's a safeguard for us, the clerk, and the public.
Excellent.
Okay, anybody got anything to say?
So I think we're just very grateful.
Cross that
Yes,
bridge when
very
we get to
grateful.
it.
Very grateful
Yes.
for it being
And long may it continue by
long may continue.
members of the public.
Exactly. And I think if we're going to refer that anywhere, I'd like it to be referred to the FRA for them to pick it up.
Okay.
Another nail in my coffin.
But I agree with Jeff's sentiment that Danielle doesn't need any more work. She's
No.
more than busy enough.
Okay, right. Second correspondence was regarding the Cove pop sign. Somebody had a point of interest. Sorry.
That was me. Just
Like,
because
I
they
don't
are
think we're going to really
customers
be
of mine.
discussing the Cove pub itself at all. The correspondence obviously refers to myself reportedly making a public complaint about an A-frame back in September 2023. This was often placed in various locations along Battery Hill while the, I think I can say it, Coast Guard's Cafe was waiting for an official brown sign to be erected on a post, which the application had been in for some time. I went deny it. The sign was reported for blocking the bus stop and blocking the pavement. And so it was mentioned by myself, and it's minuted in the October 2023 PC meeting. Personally, I beg to differ. It was read out as a public complaint. I was merely covering any highways issues or reported highways incidents that month. After the meeting, it was requested that I meet with the owner, which I duly did so, and we came to an agreement that the parish council would make no objection if the sign was up on grass verge and providing it was not blocking the bus stop or pavement. Where it sat for some weeks before a brown sign was erected on the lamppost or whatever post it is at the corner. I think it's a road sign. The Cove pub sign, I've not noticed it myself until I went looking for it today, or the other day, where it is tucked up in the East Sussex County Council verge. It's definitely not impeding any pedestrians, and it's not an issue with traffic. I've not reported it myself as yet. I'm quite happy to do so if anyone feels that it does need reporting.
It does conceal that lovely
It does conceal
attractive
the
green box.
terrible British Telecom, no, not British Telecom open reach box, isn't it? But anyway, I think the point is it's not impeding pedestrians, it's not on the footpath, and it's not in the middle of a bus stop.
It's not, yeah. No.
With the last sentence, I imagine it's meant to read perceived equality. I don't know if everybody else reads it like that.
I think the issue is one person being treated one way as a result of the highways, and a substantial cost for the brown sign of £2,500. So it's a fearing of why should I when somebody else doesn't. But this is something that was brought about by highways, And quite strangely, when you go back to the Coast Guard, because they were very happy for the barn house or bale house to have their signs, and then they were sort of discriminating against a private business at the same time. So I mean, I think it's unfair treatment at the top of the hill, but that doesn't necessarily translate into the sign for the Cove, which is an excellent part of the village, is doing any harm. So
the only point I would make is that if it is meant to be perceived equality, I can only state what I have. No complaint was made about Coast Guard's tea room sign, whilst it was not.
It was a highways issue.
Yeah. And any more than any complaints have been received about the Cove Pub, because it's not causing any problem. The steward who drives in and out of the village all the time, I'm sure he's seen the Cove Pub sign. And he's quite happy to have it there. I can only assume. But
I don't think it's an issue.
It's a highways issue, and I think if the resident could be directed to the county council, and if he or she wishes to report it, then do so. Though, as you say, the steward will have passed it many times, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You know, I can sympathise with the Coast Guard's tea room cafe,
of course,
I should say, because. But then again, my point is his sign was impeding the bus stop and the pavement. Yeah. Whereas at the time it was pointed out that there is numerous signs come and go all over up and down Battery Hill. But, you know, they weren't causing a problem.
Highways have their own rules about signs being put on verges and for how long they should be there and how close they should be to junctions and so on. Highways will know their own rules and will apply them if the matter is drawn to their attention by the resident. There doesn't seem to be any particular reason for us to take this one up.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know whether, I mean, Danielle may know whether or not he's expecting them to reply.
I will reply to him.
And I suppose the question is, what is the council's perceptions that there's been an equality issue?
Don't think so.
Presumably they're comparing the two situations at the top of the hill and the bottom. But as you point out, Chair, they're quite different.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we just...
Could have done that to death.
Most people know me from old, so I can only state the truth. Which is, his was reported that we don't perceive that there's any inequality because there are different scenarios.
Yeah.
His was reported for blocking the bus stop and pavement. This one, the Cove Pub, is not causing any problem, and it's a highways issue only.
And there've been no other complaints?
No, there's been no complaints, and of course he's got the Coast Guard's Cafe can report it to East Sussex if they so wish. But while it's not causing a problem.
I'd rather we didn't mention that they could report it to East Sussex Highways, because they can cause enough trouble on their own. So.
Thank you. Okay. So we're happy with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Items for consideration for future agenda. Don't forget, May is the biggie, where we all appoint each other and you're all going to take up roles with delight. So if we can keep May as brief as possible, unless there's anything essential. No? Okay. Thank you. Date for the next meeting, venue for the next meeting here, May the 26th, 7 p.m. 2026.
And of course we've got the annual general meeting on the 13th. That's not
Yeah.
full time meeting, so that's
Annual general meeting on the 13th.
Which is prior to the May meeting.
You mean the parish meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
The parish assembly.
Yeah.
Parish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have we anything exciting planned for the parish assembly?
We're going to get our heads around it.
The agenda's got to go out tomorrow. I've asked a couple of people if they wanted to do a presentation, but I've got Riding for the Disabled who said that they will come and speak. So
we quite commonly invite the MP, or we used to invite the MP.
Could invite the MP. Helena? Okay, so just before I shut this meeting, can we have a show of hands that we're happy to go into a private session? Yep. Okay, Parish Council meeting closed as of 8:20 p.m. Thank you.